The airport didn't fail her. Her Hispanic family did.
Jordan Morton was wrestling with the chaos of O'Hare Airport when his world started to quietly unravel. His family, his wife Juanita, their daughter Emma, his mother Brenda, and his brother Cameron with his wife Nicole were all waiting to board a flight to Jacksonville for Christmas. To them, Emma was the odd one out, too quiet, too smart, too different. But to Jordan, she was everything. As the pre-boarding announcements echoed through the terminal, Emma sat on the floor, completely absorbed in her book, The Lightning Thief. She was in her own little world, a world Jordan deeply admired. He loved her calm curiosity, the very thing his family saw as a flaw. He saw the subtle jabs, the rolling eyes, the condescending comments they directed at her. Emma pretended not to notice, but Jordan saw every single one. They chipped away at him, piece by piece. Just minutes before boarding was scheduled to begin, Jordan's phone rang. It was his business partner calling about a massive overseas deal they had been chasing for months. It was a make-or-break moment for their company. He thought he could handle it, just a quick call, wrap up the details, and he'd catch the next flight. He promised Juanita he'd be in Jacksonville by evening. She wasn't happy, but she reluctantly agreed. Emma hugged him tightly, her small voice pleading. "Come soon, Daddy," he promised he would. He had no idea how much that promise would come to mean. 2 hours later, Jordan was celebrating. The call was a success. He just sealed a multi-million-dollar contract that would change his life. Riding a wave of adrenaline, he realized he hadn't received a single text from Juanita. "No, we landed safely. No, where are you?" Nothing. A knot of unease began to form in his stomach. He pulled up the flight tracker. Their plane had landed in Jacksonville an hour ago, he called her. The call went straight to voicemail. He called his father-in-law, Art, who was supposed to have picked them up. Art's voice was laced with confusion. "No, Jordan," he said. "Nobody's here yet. I've been waiting." The knot in Jordan's stomach tightened into a cold, hard dread. Something was terribly wrong. His fingers fumbled as he opened the family tracking app on his phone. Juanita's location pinged at her father's house. So she was there, but Emma's phone was still at O'Hare Airport. Panic seized him. He sprinted through the terminals, his heart hammering against his ribs. He ran back to their original gate, his mind racing through 100 horrible possibilities. A gate agent, seeing his frantic state, stopped him. With a heavy sigh, she confirmed his worst fear. Emma had never gotten on the plane. She was still at the airport alone, terrified and waiting for a father who was 2 hours late. Security led him to a small, quiet room reserved for unaccompanied minors. And there she was. Emma was sitting at a child-sized table, clutching her backpack, her small face streaked with dried tears. When she saw him, her composure shattered. She ran into his arms and sobbed, her little body shaking. "They left without me," she cried into his chest. Jordan held her, a storm of guilt and white-hot rage building inside him. The staff explained that Emma had been sitting there, alone, for 9 hours. 9 hours. They had tried calling every single emergency contact on her list. Not one person answered, not her mother. Not her grandmother, no one. Just then, his phone buzzed, a text from Juanita. 9 words that felt like acid being poured into his soul. "We voted her out. She celebrate alone. You can handle it." He stared at the screen, the words burning into his memory. He called her. Her voice was casual, almost breezy, as if she were talking about the weather. She explained that she, his mother, his brother, and his sister-in-law had all agreed that Emma was too difficult, that she drained the holiday spirit, so they made a plan. They decided to leave her behind. Jordan could deal with it. They treated her not like a child, not like his daughter, but like a piece of luggage they had decided was too inconvenient to carry. Jordan didn't scream. He didn't argue. His voice was dangerously calm as he said, "You will never have access to her again," and hung up the phone. He took Emma home, packed their bags, and drove through the night to Jacksonville. When they arrived, Emma's grandparents, Juanita's father Art, and his wife Rosa greeted them with tears and a fury that matched Jordan's own. Without a moment's hesitation, Art kicked Juanita and the rest of Jordan's family out of his house. He looked Jordan in the eye and promised to stand by him, no matter what. In that moment, Jordan made a vow. He would protect Emma, always. Over the next few days, the full, sickening scope of their betrayal became clear. Jordan found months of group chats, texts where Juanita, his mother, his brother, and Nicole openly mocked Emma. They didn't just forget her. They orchestrated her abandonment. It was a calculated act of cruelty. Jordan called a divorce attorney and immediately filed for sole custody. He forced Juanita out of their house and gathered witness statements from airport security, the gate agent, and TSA officers, all of whom confirmed that Emma had been intentionally left behind. While Juanita tried to play the victim on social media, Jordan ignored the drama and focused completely on Emma's healing. The betrayals kept coming. He discovered his brother Cameron had forged his signature on a $50,000 loan. Another knife in the back. Jordan didn't hesitate. He pressed charges. The legal battle was draining, but justice prevailed. Cameron was found guilty, lost his job, his marriage, and served probation. Next, his mother, Brenda, fought back, filing for grandparent visitation rights. The same woman who had voted to abandon her granddaughter now claimed she loved Emma and deserved to be in her life. The court mandated psychological evaluations and supervised visits. Emma was polite but distant, answering her grandmother's questions with short, quiet replies. The weight of her guilt finally became too much for Brenda. She gave up the fight and legally surrendered all her visitation rights. Meanwhile, Jordan built a new, peaceful life for Emma. He was there for every school play, every parent-teacher conference. He bought her an aquarium, fueling her growing passion for marine biology. He found a kind, patient therapist who helped Emma slowly rebuild her shattered confidence. And slowly she began to flourish. Juanita's supervised visitations became less and less frequent until they stopped altogether. Eventually, she moved to Arizona to start a new life, leaving Emma behind for a second time. Jordan didn't mourn the loss. He had forged a new family, a real family, with people who truly loved and cherished Emma. Art, Rosa, and a circle of loyal friends. His business thrived, and Art even invested in it, becoming the grandfather Emma had always deserved. Emma blossomed. She was brilliant, confident, and determined. She excelled in school, won awards for her science projects, and was accepted into elite academic programs. Her dream was to study marine biology at MIT, and she earned a full scholarship to make it happen. Years later, Jordan stood on the deck of a research vessel in the middle of the ocean. He watched his daughter, now an 18-year-old woman, confidently leading a team of scientists. She moved with a poise and brilliance that took his breath away. As the sun set over the water, casting a golden glow on her face, he felt the last, heavy weight of that day at the airport finally lift from his shoulders. She wasn't just surviving, she was thriving, and he had been there every step of the way. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe for more.